Hello, Papa.
We are there with Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
So this is unseen passage, reading comprehension. As you know, an unknown passage for you. You need to read it, try to understand what he is saying or she is saying,
Yeah.
and then give the suitable answer to it. Okay?
Yes.
So start.
Mount Rushmore. Rising above the black hills of South Dakota, four faces stare in all directions. If you only glance at the hills, you might miss them. They almost blend into the rocks surrounding them. Yet they are there. You realize that your family was not crazy for wanting to visit Mount Rushmore. It truly is an amazing vision. You make out faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt,
And Abraham Lincoln.
and Abraham Lincoln. The four faces are not an optical illusion. They are not something your mind only thinks it sees. Such as when you think that clouds look like shapes, no, the faces are there. And they were put there on purpose.
So this is about Mount Rushmore and the beauty that you can see from the cloud. And these are the four persons are the U.S. presidents.
Oh, okay.
A dream of South Dakota.
A dream of South Dakota. The idea for Mount Rushmore was dreamt upon in the 1920s. South Dakota historian
John Robinson
Don Robinson wanted to carve Western heroes in the mountain in order to draw tourists to the Black Hills. The designer of the monument, Gutzon Borglum, decided to make it more nationally focused. He decided to place presidents on the mountain instead of Buffalo Bills
and Lewis Clark.
Clark. In 1927, Mount Rushmore received backing from Congress and President
Calvin Coolidge.
The national government would pay for the monument, and in 1933 it also took control of the site. Mount Rushmore has been part of National Park since then. 600 workers spent 14 years carving the faces into the rock. The work was incredibly dangerous, yet no one died. In 1941, 1941, their hard work paid off. The monument was finally opened to the public on the eve of World War II. Since then, it attracted 3 million visitors a year. So Robinson was right. The Mount Rushmore would draw tourists in. As you stand there looking up at it, you can understand why, while it remains questionable that anyone's face deserves to
supplant
the face of nature. It is undeniable that the sculptures is deserving of recognition.
Now coming to the questions.
Yes.
Information in paragraph 2. So you have altogether 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs. Okay. Suggest that the optical illusion is. What is an optical illusion? So optical illusion, the one that you saw when we were in Dubai, there was when you were coming out from the box, it seemed that your head is only there, your body is not there. So that type of thing is an optical illusion. Okay. So and something where all these glittery things were going on, you were seeing it's just nearby and we were feeling like rotating and all.
Yes.
So that's again optical illusion.
Okay.
So here optical illusion is being talked about. Okay.
Yes.
And that suggests that an optical illusion is. What is an optical illusion? So you can reread this one and then give the answer if you wish.
Yes, I'll read the full passage. You make out the faces of George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and
Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln. The four faces are not an optical illusion. They are not something your mind only thinks it sees. It's not something that you're thinking, oh, it's there. Am I making mistake? But it actually is.
It is actually there.
When you think of the cloud, it looks like shapes. No, the faces are there, and it has been carved, which is being told in the bottom below paragraphs. So,
yes. So, passage information in paragraph 2 suggests that an optical illusion is something you only think you see, but that is actually as you see it.
that is not actually as you see it.
An impressive monument that has to be viewed from a distance. No, something that is exactly as it appears, but
for unexplainable reasons.
An impressive sight that only happens for a fraction of a second. So, it's this or this.
Okay.
So it's something in your exactly appears. Something you only think, but it actually cannot see. Only things such as when you think. Okay. So.
Come on. No need to take more time.
Yes, I'm trying.
Either A or C.
Yes, it's A or C.
Something that is exactly as it appears.
A.
Okay. So you want to go with A. I'm just locking it. Next one.
It's from the same.
According to the passage, each of the following faces is carved into Mount Rushmore except.
I can do this one.
Well, tell.
This is so easy. It's this one.
Okay. Great. The passage suggests that compared to the final result, the original idea for Mount Rushmore
Was dreamt up by was to have more presidents carved into, was more locally focused, was rejected by Congress. So this one is not there, was not rejected. Then this was what not locally focused, as I think, was to have more presidents, or was dreamt by this. So it was somewhere here. Can I read it?
Yeah, you can reread it.
Okay.
Bottom, the passage says compared to the final result, the original idea for Mount Rushmore. Final result is that it is drawing tourists.
Yes, it is.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So, while it remained questionable that any one face deserves to supplant the face of nature, it is undeniable that the sculpture is deserving the recognition.
Yes.
Okay. So, the original idea for Mount Rushmore was dreamt up by this one, or was to have more presidents carved into it, or which one? You can eliminate the one that is not relevant. That is also a good way.
Okay. I'm going to check this one.
Okay.
It's to have more presidents. It had some presidents.
Yeah, it
in
had 4.
Yes. Was more focused locally. I don't think the word locally is there.
Okay.
Was rejected. It was not rejected.
It was not rejected by Congress.
Yes. Yes. So
Backing from Congress. Got the backing from Congress.
Then Carlin and Mount Rushmore received backing from. Okay, it's definitely not the first one. Dreamt.
Mount Rushmore received backing from Congress and President Calvin College. Was dreamt up by.
Calvin College.
Okay, so this one.
Now decision project. More.
Dreamt to this historian wanted to carve Western heroes into the mountain to draw practice. The designer of decided to make it nationally focused,
Nationally.
not locally.
Yes, so this one is out. D is also out.
Yeah.
So it was A. It should be A.
Okay, if you wish. Oh, it's nationally focused because here it's nationally focused.
Okay.
Decided to make it more nationally focused, was more locally focused. Okay. In paragraph 4, the author discusses the original dream of making Mount Rushmore. He or she writes, John Robinson wanted to carve Western heroes into the mountain in order to draw tourists to the Black Hills. The passage goes on to say that the designer of Mount Rushmore pushed something that was more nationally focused. As South Dakota, the home for Mount Rushmore, is in West, and as the second vision of it was more nationally focused, it seems the original design must have been more locally focused. So originally it was more locally focused, seems to be, but later on it was no, we make it nationally focused. The passage never states that college dreamt, so that was, you were right in rejecting it. Rather, it only states that it was backed by. The passage never suggests that the original idea of Mount Rushmore was to have more presidential. So that was, you just negated it. The last one, the passage actually states that Congress backed this one. So this is out of the picture.
Yes.
So this was inference. It was not directly stated into this one, but because it was told that yeah, it was supposed to be nationally focused, so there was an idea that there may be a possibility that it will be locally focused. Got it? So it's not written over there, but you have to think behind it what went into the writing, and that's why this question is good question. Next one. Which of the following is not true of Mount Rushmore?
It is controlled by national government. It is located in South Dakota. It opened in 1920s.
It opened in 1920s or it will open in 1940?
It opened in 1941.
Just before World War II. Eve of. So which one?
It is D.
D. Right. Next question. The first three paragraphs of the passage are mostly used to this one, and this one. So what is talking about? Initial phase, isn't it? Then the carving and all those things that happened. The efforts. The first is the beauty and then the efforts behind it. Tells a story about author's visit to Mount Rushmore. Okay. Introduce the topic through a fictional story. There's nothing fiction as such. But yeah, the beauty is being talked about. Provide the history of the construction of. Yes. But history is more down. History is not over here. A bit of history, but history is more down. How it happened.
Yes.
Okay? And present another historian opinion about Mount Rushmore. So we have two historians. One, the person over here, Calvin Coolidge, received backing from Congress and President Calvin Coolidge. The national government would pay the monument. And here we do have one more historian, rising to the Black Hills of South Dakota. Put in the purpose, the idea was dreamt in South Dakota. Historian Don Robinson wanted to carve this one. So it's Don Robinson who wanted to carve the Western heroes. So what the first three paragraphs talk about? Another historian opinion about the Mount Rushmore, or tell a story about the author's visit to Mount Rushmore? Is it an opinion or is it the author visit? Visit means it's very good. कैसा है? बहुत अच्छा है, जबरदस्त है, मजा आ गया. या फिर another historian's opinion about another opinion, another historian went through, and then said ki, oh, Mount Rushmore, it's good. So is the article written by an historian?
It's written by author.
Yeah, but is the author historian? Did it make any sense from anywhere that the author has written the article with another historian opinion about Mount Rushmore? Is it written by historian somewhere else? No. So Robinson was right, and questionable this. So finally he is concluding also that the Don Robinson, he was right into this and it is drawing it. So is the person who is writing it as an historian, or he is telling the story about author's visit to Mount Rushmore? He went there, he saw, it was mesmerized, there were 4 people, the idea dreamt, and then a story about author's visit.
Can I see it?
Okay.
About the Black Hills. You might miss. And they were on purpose. They were put on purpose. I think it's A.
Want to go with A? Let's see. Fingers crossed. Strong. The author never provides any other argument about Mount Rushmore beside his or her own. Because of this, option D is not correct. Present. So introduce a topic through a fictional story. Okay, he is introducing a topic through a fictional story. Now what the fictional story is all about? Stare at the direction, you glare at the hills, you miss them and they may blend with the rocks. It's not a fictional story, but okay, let's see how it is. First three paragraphs, the author writes a story in which you, the reader, are staring at Mount Rushmore. The rest of the passage describes Mount Rushmore and its history. It seems the first three paragraphs were designed to hook the reader into the topic through the story. Because of this, choice B is correct. Introduce the topic through, but not first three paragraphs. It was only first this paragraph and this paragraph. The idea was dreamt in South Dakota. This is anyway, these two is okay. This is not and they were put on there on a purpose. Is this the paragraph, the third paragraph? If it is, then yeah, this is a fictional story. We were considering this as a third paragraph, but this is not a third paragraph. If this is a third paragraph, then it's a fictional story. Okay. View results. Unfortunately, you almost passed. At a good score, but okay. Quiz completed. Today you earned 7x points. But a good effort. The questions were really tough. 60% quiz complete. Want to take next, or we shall leave it?
No, next quiz.
It will be lengthy. Okay, let's take.
Who invented that?
Is it a big one?
Okay, it's very big.
Okay. Who invented that? Let's see.
Okay. There are inventions that we are thought we were created by one person.
Ellie Whitney.
Ellie Whitney invented the cotton gin. Gin. Ellis Howe invented
the sewing machine.
The sewing machine.
Alexander Graham Bell
invented the
telephone.
George Eastman
invented roll films and cameras.
Launch films from cameras.
Guglielmo Marconi invented XYZ, invented this. They invented that. Okay, done. These are facts we read in the history books, but in the history books we are sometimes taught false information also. So no need to go into detail. The people who invented this, done. Going to the next paragraph. What is the essence is that then the history books we are sometimes taught false information. So no need to go in detail. You just need to breeze through when you're going through the passage as such.
Okay. In fact, what we are actually taught is who is given credit for an invention. Who actually invented it might be someone else entirely. That is because the person who gets credit is simply a person who filed
the patent first.
The patent first. A patent is a person who gets...
A patent is a claim made by the government. It gives one person or group the sole right to make, use or sell such inventions.
Often the person who gets the patent is not necessarily the first person to make something instead he is just the first to claim to make something. So
in the first paragraph we saw that there were inventions X, Y, Z, and the author made a statement very clearly that okay, you what are listening or hearing is just a part or a piece of a story. It's not history always tells you the right thing. There are many things that history doesn't address. Second paragraph elaborate more onto it and says that invention that we come to know is form of a patent procedure. So when patent procedure comes into, then we see that yeah, there is an invention. If somebody claims it, it's an invention. If you don't claim, then the invention is there, but you are not knowing it. Okay, so it doesn't mean that it was not invented at all. It was invented, things were not known publicly. So that's the second paragraph. Now going to the third paragraph.
Take the light bulb. Nearly everyone believes it is to be plain fact that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. But in reality, that is not necessarily the case. The claim is disputed.
Means it's an arguable. arguable
is disputed. The British
physicist
Sir
Joseph Wilson Swan
actually invented
an incandescent light bulb years before Edison made one in America. So it's disputed, though not. Even the author is telling that I am not sure, but it's not Edison that all or most of us know. But there is a person who have possibly invented it. So he is giving an argument of what he told in the second paragraph.
Yes.
He is in the second paragraph. He said what an invention is. How we say that this is an invention because of the process of patent. And the third paragraph he gives an example to support his basis. Third.
Edison actually was copying Swan's bulb and trying to improve it. Edison won a patent for his copy of Swan's bulb. Then he started an advertising campaign to claim that he was the real inventor. Swan did not care about
making money off his invention, so he agreed to let Edison sell his bulbs in America.
Similarly, dozens were working on inventing the telephone around this time. Bell was. The same is true for camera technology
and radio and almost everything else that we have been invented.
It is rare for one person to have a truly original idea. Rather, inventions are often the results of an inventor responding to other inventors.
Possibly that I have conceived some idea, but I may not be able to do it. We are going through this process of reading comprehension, but somebody else can look into the video and then can make it more effective, even more effective than what we are doing it. So he would be generating his idea over the idea of ours. So somebody may have got an idea, but the person who even made the idea more meaningful and then went ahead with the patent and the filing process gets his name. And the other person who was the originator of the idea, we don't know about them.
Patents just make it seem as if one genius created something by him or herself.
So now,
which answer choice correctly matches the invention's person credited for them? Ellie, Whitney, Cotton, Ginn.
Now here you need to pay attention on the details, because when you are optioning you can always look back. Okay, so here even if you have paid attention over here, you would have forgotten it. So better not to get trapped into the details, just to skim it. When you are again required to refer it back, you can do it effectively.
Yes.
So Ellie Whitney, Cotton Ginn, that's right.
Yes.
Ellie Whitney, Cotton Ginn.
Ellie Whitney, Cotton Ginn. Alice Ho.
Alias is sewing machine.
Sewing machine, no.
Okay, this is gone. So Elias is sewing machine, and here in the third one, Elias Hove is Cotton Ginn. So this is gone, and here Elias Hove is sewing. So it is B or D. Let's see the another one. George Easterman is roll film. George Easterman roll film for cameras, and Alexander Graham Bell telephone. We know. So Alexander is light bulb. We no. So it's B. So that's good. Next question. Paragraph 2 does each of the following except paragraph 2 is this one. It just talks about what you know in the history is not always correct, and then it's been further argued with the process of explaining what the invention is actually. Somebody a patent files a patent and then his names get accredited to that.
Yes.
So paragraph 2 does except of the following. Explain a claim made in paragraph 1. It explains to some extent. List examples to prove the outer points. It's not list examples, but okay, we'll see.
No, not listing examples.
Define a term used throughout the passage.
Define a term used through the
Patent. It's defining the patent, isn't it?
Yes.
And introduce the main argument of the passage. It is introducing the main argument. Main argument is what? What is invention?
Yes.
What we say is an invention is when we say actually a person is filing the patent, making a claim of it, we know that person as an inventor, other we tend to forget. So he is doing that. So paragraph 2 does each of the following except. So this is done. Now tell me the answer.
Explain a claim made in paragraph 1. Claim.
Okay.
Claim
explains a claim. First paragraph says this person this, and then ends in a note that in history books things are not always true. They may be false. So explains a claim. So it does explain a claim. Second part, list examples to prove the author point. Now, second point is not listing the example. What is
It's
it?
the third one.
Yes, third one is the example. That's right. So you may go ahead with it. Okay.
Yes. Then define a term throughout.
Yeah, it is defining a term, and it is the main argument.
So
Yes.
just this one.
I don't know. Just
This
check.
examples.
Submit answer. Ooh,
Correct.
good one. Next,
Thank you.
in paragraph 3,
learn that the fact that Thomas Edison invented light bulb
is disputed.
This means that this fact is
Universally accepted.
Uh,
Disputed, is it universally accepted?
let's see. Disputed.
I talked about the term disputed.
Dot.
You can read the paragraph over there once again if you are having a doubt. Take an example of light bulb. Nearly everyone believes that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb, but in reality, it is not necessarily the case. The claim is disputed. The British physicist Sir Joseph William Shawn actually invented an incandescent light bulb. So disputed means accepted or arguable.
Disputed means accepted or arguable.
Yes.
So, can I read myself one time?
Yes. What does it mean? Is it meaning arguable or?
This claim is arguable or accepted. This claim is. Let me check it if it is accepted. This claim is accepted. Accepted, I think.
Accepted. Means the author is very much sure that Thomas Edison was not the person to invent the light bulb.
No. He was not sure. He was a little bit like. He
said, yeah, he has an opinion and he is not sure, but he's telling it's disputed still. It's not. I'm also not sure. But people say that, yeah, most of the people, again, he has used the term, nearly everyone believes. So, but what is believed is maybe wrong. So, is it accepted?
No, it's not accepted.
Is it known to be untrue? Not exactly.
No,
it's neither true, it's not untrue. We don't know.
It's nearly.
Taken to be granted or subject to challenge. Subject to challenge means I question whether Thomas Edison or Sir Shawn. I question is what it means. Challenge. So which one?
He's not questioning it.
He's not questioning but disputed. The world is questioning it.
Yes. Yes, the world is questioning it. Taken for granted. Not taken for granted. To be untrue. D.
D?
Subject.
Let's see. Go ahead. Good. Because subject to challenge. He is telling most of us know that Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. However, this is still disputed. This is still arguable because we know, the author telling that I know that Shawn somewhere actually invented the light bulb much before Thomas Edison did. And he's telling the story also. So it's a subject to challenge. It's said that he filed the patent, but the invention was already done. He did not file the patent. That's why his name is not known. But the invention was done.
By him.
Yeah, so this is arguable. This is challenging.
Okay.
It is not taken for granted. He taken for granted Mr. Shawn. Yes, he is the inventor. No. The light bulb inventor is taken for granted, known to be untrue. No, this we all know that Thomas Edison. This is not untrue. Next, the main purpose of paragraph 3 and 4. So paragraph 1, paragraph 2. Paragraph 1 is about the names, and then history tells us the false thing. Paragraph 2 is about
it's about the system.
the patent filing.
The patent filing system.
Okay, and paragraph 3 is an example.
Yes, it's an example.
The main purpose of paragraph 4 is another example.
Yeah, so these are
No, it's then he started advertising the campaign. This is 3 and 4 is example, only one example.
Yeah.
This is introducing the example. This is finishing the example.
Yes. Suggest 2 patents should be not awarded.
Okay.
Prove that historians are often wrong.
Okay.
Argue that Swan should have advertised his light bulb.
No, what's the meaning of it, and?
Provide an example to prove the author's point. Provide an example.
Yes. So, good one. Next. The passage mostly argues that
The person who receives a patent for an invention is not always the first person to invent it or the only inventor of it.
possibly yes.
Yes. The person who receives a patent for an invention is the person who invents
It and gets the make money of
No.
it. No. If this would have been, so the article would not have been there.
Yes. History is full of people who have become famous for inventing doesn't no.
But it's not about the history about a
Yes.
lot. He's not worried about the history. He's worried about inventions.
Yes. Then history has given patents to inventors who invented several visions in the same. I don't know which is it.
Which is it? Tell me.
It is he's mostly arguing about A.
Let's see.
Yes.
Oh, 5 out of 5.
5 in a row.
Good one. Perfect score. It's raining colors.
It's raining
Very
confetti.
good.
It's
Very
raining-
good.
It's raining confetti.
Yo, so that's it. And you got 37 XP
Oh.
points and a medal. That's too good. Say thanks to readtheory.org.
Thanks.
Thanks. So this is what is done. You won the next badge. Fly high.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy.
Quiz completed. So this is done, and let's say bye.
I got 100%. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching and being with us.